gift ideas for that chef that's on your list. It is a 6-inch chef's knife. Now, I say cook's knife because it has that wonderful heel. It's great for chopping, made out of Japanese steel, and it comes in this gorgeous little gift box. You will absolutely love it. Get merry at HSN and go to hsn.com to shop the whole collection.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm so grateful to be here today with you. I'm Natasha Lloyd. We have a full hour of tweaked skincare, hair care, all on free shipping and on prices that are going to make you think, okay, hold on. If you absolutely love the tweaked products, you probably do, because you know these are the best clean beauty brand here at HSN. Won our Beauty Customer Choice Award this year for Best Clean Beauty Brand. We know Dennis Simeone created this brand for his mother when she was ailing, wanting to find better ingredients that did the job to make people feel beautiful, to make people feel happy and vibrant and like themselves, but with those good for you ingredients. And by the way, the scents. I mean, just be talking to you about the scents. You're gonna hear me say some scent profiles today and you're gonna go, oh, I get it. I get why they are fan favorites. Speaking of fan favorites, the Rescue Cream. We have never had a launch with this configuration. You are not just getting one, you're getting two. You're looking at, I think, an $83 value here for this Rescue Cream because you are getting a 2-pack. They each retail for a little over $40. But today, you're getting both for $29.99. And remember that it is all free shipping here, so a $10 flex pay will get you both. They also each come with a gift bag. But what you're getting in this wonderful large, almost 5.5 ounce cream tub is brightness and smoothness simplified for any part of the body. For the face, the under eyes, the elbows, the upper arms. This is body and face cream. So many uses, so much goodness, and you know all of those ingredients are good for you. I'm gonna give you another sneak peek of another wow deal we have. This is the Supersize Stimulating Scalp Serum. It's so easy to use. I use this myself. You just put a little bit on your scalp and it moisturizes your scalp, also repairs your dry hair, reduces your frizz, defines your curls. You're going to see some images today, some before and afters. We'll be doing some in real time. Here's a little video here. But when you see the transformation happening to all of the ladies that we have today in the studio, and we have Gianni here who will be helping us, I think you're gonna understand why people, by the way, the Tulipia Très Chic on this one, 490 left total. We also have the Fleur Blanc, the lavender, the amber, so many great scents. But if you do love that Tulipia, by the way, it has just really wonderful fresh and floral notes. That one might sell out today, so just letting you know. Great price on that serum. Let's start with our first product of the day. Hair scrub. Are you using a hair scrub yet? They have really taken the world of beauty by storm. I use a hair scrub about once every other week. Dennis says you can use his hair scrub once a week. It really is like the reset for your hair. You use it in place of your shampoo once every couple washes, right? But what he has that's very special about his particular hair scrub is this is a mineral-based Moroccan lava clay. You heard that right, Moroccan lava clay. Very expensive ingredients, I might say, which is why the retail on this would be $70. But it's going to remove dirt, debris, excess product that you have built up on your scalp or on your hair. And all of it is going to turn into almost like this foam cleanser. So it will work to cleanse your hair like a shampoo, but in just all of the better ways, as if you were really getting a spa treatment for your hair. And wait till you see the volumizing and shine in the results. Yes, you're getting two. Like I said, each of them are 3 ounces, $70 retail, 15 bucks. I mean, when you see this on the side, do you see 886% after, is this how many uses? I can't read that one. 9 times the volume when compared to an untreated control. And when you say 9 times, sometimes my brain won't compute that. It'll be like, okay, so 9% higher. No, 900%, 886% the volume. And you're about to see this in real time. So maybe you do want to keep one, maybe you want to gift one, maybe you just always want to have one in the to-go bag, the travel bag. It is that 3 ounce convenient size. This is your chance. I recommend stocking up. You're looking at, I mean, what is this, 80% off? This is just wild. We have Dennis Simeone here with us today. He's on Skype. Dennis, congratulations on the Beauty Customer Choice Award winner. That's a huge deal to be the best clean beauty brand. Now, if we aren't yet using a scrub, I mean, today's the day to try it with this price, right?
Yeah, I just saw it as well while I was waiting.
I know.
Oh my God.
It's lower than I
think, what,
initially
it's
thought it
30?
was. Yeah.
It's crazy. So I'm even surprised. I'm the one who made it. Why do you need it? It's a total reset. So treat it as our hair, our scalp is like a canvas. Well, this will basically reset that because you don't paint on a dirty canvas. If you do, you're not going to get the great result. Well, when you paint on a clean canvas, so in other words, when you style on a clean canvas, your hair, your scalp, you will get better results. Your treatments work better, conditioners work better. You'll remove all the buildup. And we did score out a clinical study a 900% increase in hair volume, so which is huge.
That's a wild number. We have Gianni here styling our models, and this is the volume increase we're talking about. With a single product, Dennis, 886%.
And you can see the color. Normally, when you do that much volume, it'll strip out the color. But you can see the color is actually better in the after than it is in the before. So because it's basically covered with all these silicones and all the buildup, the pollutants, the styling products, and the dry shampoos that have starches that just keep building up and building up, it diffuses. So this is like a total reset, cleans you up so that basically you can get the hair that you see exactly in these before and afters.
This is what I love too, Dennis, because so many times we see these incredible images and we say, but what about fine hair? What about, thinning hair? This is safe to use on all hair types, Dennis?
Thinning hair, fine hair, it's made for you. So, because basically, if you have thinning hair, odds are it's because basically the holes that your hair is supposed to come out of, you've plugged them up, or they're almost completely plugged. So that's why your hair is getting thinner and thinner, because it has to push through a smaller hole now. If you don't uncork that, if it completely fills up, then after that, you have to get surgery. Nothing will work. So this is going to help you tremendously. You can see it even removes everything that causes your hair to go brassy. You can see the yellow tones. Why does that happen? Those are silicones, chemicals that have built up on the hair. You see it always more with the lighter hair style, like grays, blondes, brunettes. They'll go dull, but you can't see that it goes yellow or brassy. But when you see that with the lighter colors, those are the silicones, the chemicals that are basically being oxidized by the sun. Like your flooring, red cars, how they fade faster. Same thing when it comes to hair, because it's color.
And if some of you are joining us for the first time watching, Dennis, you might have a similar experience to what I had, which is, okay, here's this, and please excuse me, I know you're a newlywed and Amanda is incredible. Here's this gorgeous man, right? And he has these incredible ingredients that he travels the world for that are clean and rich and just filled with nutrient-dense goodness. And yet he's also a chemical, brilliant mind. You understanding the processes of the whys, of why hair starts to do what it does, is the exact reason that, yes, exactly, that you're able to reverse those whys and create the results. You can't pay for a clinical study. You can't pay for a result when you come back with those. I mean, that is something that is absolutely blind, right? 886% is the highest number you're ever going to see in one of these on the actual volumizing results, and that is from this singular product, the Volumizing Hair Scrub.
And you got basically almost a year supply, because in those tubs, don't treat it as, just because it's 3 ounces, there's only 5% water. If I put water in, it would start basically foaming up. So I had to take the water out. So it's super concentrated. You only need a half teaspoon to full teaspoon. If you use more than that, it doesn't lather because you basically overdid it. So little goes a long way. Yeah, and you apply it on wet hair just like you would a shampoo. And you put a little bit at a time and I always say, just basically, you can just put it in your hands. So that way you don't even bring the tube in, so you don't, because everybody always ends up using too much. If you coat your hands with it, go in the shower, like between your fingers, and once it's off your hands, you rinse that out and you're done. So that's the trigger. That's kind of the recipe for it, because then your hands become your exfoliating mitts. And when you're done, you rinse that out, use your conditioner if you have really parched, dry, damaged hair. If not, you don't need it, because there is conditioning in this scalp treatment as well. and that's it. You're done once a week.
So
you have
once a
50
week.
treatments.
And that's a full year use, as you mentioned, if you are keeping both for yourself. I use my scrub once every other week because I have a pretty naturally oily hair and I like to kind of switch things out. What I notice is not only is my hair softer and lighter and has that volume after using it, I feel like I'm actually getting the use of all of my other hair care that I paid for. Because as you mentioned, it's so much of us when we think, imagine washing your face, right? You've been washing your face for 10, 20, 30, 80 years, but you never once did anything other than splashing water on it. You never used a cloth. You never used something. That's what's happening to our scalp. We're not actually cleansing it.
I know you're in Florida, so this doesn't really pertain to you, but it's like snowfall. So it snowed already here in Quebec. We have over 2 feet. So it's just like that. So basically, if you don't plow it, you can't move around. You're stuck. It's no different when it comes to your styling products. When there's something coating that scalp, and there is, any product out there, the new age, especially the silicones, they are extremely powerful. I have everything sent to me. Every time there's a new silicone, I will touch it, feel it. Wow. It's on my hand. Sometimes for a week, I can still feel it, even when I'm using, different surfactants to take them out. The scrub is the only thing that works because it's a mechanical exfoliation as well as a chemical. So we're using fruit acids, flower acids that break it down, and then the mechanical exfoliation, which is the Rhassoul clay, which is a very pure, natural, kind of like a magnet that basically picks it up and lifts it and then removes it off the hair once you rinse that out. There's also some salts in there, the Himalayan salt, Atlantic sea salt, and the Dead Sea salt.
And so, that clay, you said the clay, that's that Moroccan lava clay that's removing the dirt and the oil. Well. So fascinating. Just so you know, that scent, slight bit of nuts, bananas, coconut, almond, oats, and honey. Just dreamy, dreamy. And remember, that is a retail price of $70. Right now, both of them, $15. Free shipping and handling. That'll be the name of the game the entire hour.
It's your last chance. That scent is, we're not making it anymore.
No.
So this is your last chance. Yeah, it's your last chance with it.
Oh, no. Well, no, I feel like I should have grabbed a couple more. Okay. Well, thank you so much for that, Dennis. Now on to a product that I was gifted this product when I first started here by our product manager, who said, we just let you try 1 or 2 of each brand and then see if you love it and if you want to try more. I've purchased 2 more of these separately on my own dime, needed to have more. Hands down, I don't even know if I've told you this personally, Dennis, I think this is my favorite dry shampoo, and I use that with finger quotes because it's not exactly that. It's my favorite dry shampoo product I've ever used for 2 reasons. And I was just telling this to Rebecca Vargas before I went on air. I was like, girl, you gotta grab it because one of them's gonna sell out. Here's why I love it. If you shake it, spray it from a few inches, away on the head, just let it fall on the crown. Give it the time to set. Don't go in right away. Give it at least 30 seconds. And then go in with your fingers and do a little massage. Maybe you use a brush to do it. 2 things will happen immediately. The first one is your hair, whether it had fallen limp or looked a little greasy or heavy or product build, maybe it was your 3rd day since a wash, boom, it looks clean, it looks light, it looks airy, just like any amazing dry shampoo you may love. But the second thing that happens is the volume. And that volume is so remarkable. My husband started using this, and he has his own thinning hair concerns, and he loved this product more than the men's thinning hair spray they were providing for him, because it actually created that volume to, hide the areas that other products that were far more expensive couldn't do. This is the Dry Clean Conditioning Volume Mist. Now we have 3, now we're down to 2. We have 2 different scents available for you, the Lavender Moon and only 90 left in Lavender Moon, and the Tulipia Tray Chic. You will be cleansing your hair without water. These are something really special, Dennis.
Yeah, I think I'm way ahead of the curve when it comes to this. There's no one that has anything like this. And this is what I was saying about, and I had to do this. I'll only make a product if there's a reason that we need to find a solution, whether it's a body wash that took me 20 years. Dry shampoo, the last one I had was Rub Out that I had with Ojon that made it to #1 at all the retailers. The reason for this one is I'm using hyaluronic. Hyaluronics a powder. So what you see, that I called it the cloud that's inside the actual bottle. So when you shake it, you'll activate it, it'll dissolve, and then when you spray it onto the hair, it'll attach. And then what happens and how you get the volume, it's the hyaluronic literally puffing up, absorbing any moisture that's in the air.
Yes.
Or off your hair. And if you're not seeing that happen, just spray a little bit of water, just mist it, and give it a second, and watch what happens. So it basically fills into any crack and crevice on your cuticle, the outside of the hair. It'll kind of fill it in. It's almost like a hair filler, really, a temporary one. And basically, it's treating at the same time, whereas all the other dry shampoos, they're starches. They basically absorb the oils, but they're so gritty, and they end up attaching, and they mix with your sebum the oils that are on your scalp and absorb too much of it and create a cement. And then they fill into the cuticle, whereas mine is actually feeding moisture into your cuticle, where your hair's growing out of. So big difference. And there's no hold in it when you created that volume. That's just basically you're swelling up, you're puffing up the hair in between the hair, like dividers.
And I use it in the morning. I can use it when I come home from work just for that extra, little boost. And I'm telling you, it extended the days between my washes like you wouldn't believe. So, okay, so here we have
That's baby oil.
Oh, baby oil, okay.
Yeah, just to show you what doesn't work. I remember the first time we did this demo, we didn't practice it, nothing. I was incredible. Like, I knew what I had, but baby oil, it's a mineral oil. It's not a light oil, it's heavy. So what you do, you don't have to put baby oil in, but if you are greasy, this will prevent you and actually get you back to balance because you're over cleansing. That's why you're greasy and you've got oily hair. So basically you spray it in, 3 to 4, 5 spritzes, but you have to rub the hair together. The reason for it is that hyaluronic is sitting inside a sphere. That sphere is a silica. It's almost like a Pac-Man. So the only way it's going to come out is if you squeeze it. So you basically squeeze the hair together, and then it'll pop out. The silica now is hollowed, and did that on purpose. Otherwise, it would fill up with the water that's in the product. It basically now will absorb the oil, get heavy. It'll just roll off the hair, and the hyaluronic is cationic, so it attaches. And then it looks for moisture, and it stays with you because it's positive, negative charged. And that's why it works so well. It'll work well even day 2, day 3, and you won't have to wash your hair. This is why I did it. And this is how Amanda got to washing it. She was washing almost every day. Now she's once a week.
Well, you have some of these products, the Glacier milk coming up in a bit is similar to that, where I just like to kind of say, like, this is the holy grail for the people who aren't the Zoom arounders like myself. The items where it's like, if you just like to relax a little bit, and maybe the biggest thing holding you back from taking that shower that next day or from making sure you do your full face beauty routine at night is, I'm just a little bit tired, I'd rather just sit or lay here. You have 2 products that will become the holy grail. This is one, this is for the hair, and then you have the milk cleansing mask, which is for the face, because it's a cleanser that you can also just not wash off, and it works twice as well overnight, just keeping it on your face. I love that you have these products that work for me and my lifestyle, whether you're someone, with a child, or you're someone with mobility issues, you travel, or you just want to look better longer. This is the one. We do have to say that the Lavender Moon is now officially sold out, as I thought it would be, so I'm going to move that one away. You do still have the Tulipia Tracy.
That's my favorite.
And
that's the first bite. It's my interpretation of a rose, but it doesn't really smell like a rose because I don't like that old school kind of rose smell. That's what 20 years I've been tinkering, playing. I think I nailed it with this one. It's one of my most favorite scents that I've ever created. And rose is my worst hated, despised aroma. So I had to do it, and you were the same thing. You didn't like,
I was never a fan of rose, but of course, leave it to Dennis to make it smell amazing.
It's supposed to be a seasonal. I'm gonna keep it. And I've never said that in 20 years on any seasonal that I'm going to now put into mainstream, into the core. But this, absolutely, I love it. And think of it, a rose on a guy, because it doesn't.
Well, I
It's
love
got
it.
a
I love
touch
it
to
too. And this is the one that I'm currently using in my home. And I always think of it, maybe it's the pink is throwing me, but I always thought it had a little bit of a cherry blossom to it because it is sweet.
does.
It's a little floral. There's a bit of a gourmand. It's really, really elevated. It's definitely not a last choice pick. It's the one I chose when all three were still available. So I think this one is a fantastic price at the lowest price ever with free shipping. Of course, you can opt for your $7 and change flex pay on this as well. And you do have until the end of January for those extended returns to try it a few times and just see, you know, my husband has maybe reached for 2 or 3 things I've ever taken home here from HSN and said, this one's now mine, buy your own.
Deal.
And this is one
Well,
of
the guy
them. It really
notices.
is something phenomenal. I've debated buying several and then putting them in just a big bottle so I'll never run out of it.
Well, I know that we're short on a couple actives because think of it, we're wild crafted, so I haven't even really got into this. But originally I started because I found the Ojon oil, and I'm not even a hairdresser. It was in the family, this palm nut oil that basically solidified, caught my attention. I was working with a lot of hair companies, you know, basically doing their marketing and all that other stuff, and all of a sudden I found myself in the middle of the jungle looking for people not wearing any hats with this Ojon oil. And I eventually found them, but it took me a bit of time. Somebody thought that I died. As I'll be back later on today. I was gone for a couple of weeks, I think it was. But it was the best trip of my life. Would I do it again? Probably not. When I think back, it was Jesus, from being hit by lightning, crash landing, spiders, they made me eat a plant that made me pass out
hold
for
on.
2
You
days.
just said a lot of things really fast together. Did you say hit by lightning, crash landing, spiders?
Yeah. The pilot, like, okay, first off, when you're on a plane and they jump started with rope because the battery's dead.
Okay.
Well, 2 things. Okay, do I get in the plane? And when I get in, if we stall, he's not gonna be able to, because I can't go up, pull the rope. The lightning storm, I say to him, you're not going through it. Oh, yes. In his Spanish accent, I'm like, oh no. And I had a cameraman with me, and he was documenting the whole, I have the tape. And we get hit with lightning and down, but not just down, but thank God he was a good pilot. We had to shoosh the cows off the soccer field so that we could land without hitting the cows.
Okay.
That's the good thing about a Cessna, like they glide, so which was fine, but then that's why I was stuck there for about a month.
Oh my gosh, Amanda has her hands full with you, I just know. Your stories are so phenomenal. I'm waiting for the tell-all book. I will say congratulations to everyone who is able to get that volumizing mist. And if you are looking for a brush, because we only have a moment to mention this is the volumizing round brush for that smoothing, the rounding, especially of fine hair. A lot of the reviews love it because they mention that it's a great way to do blowouts on fine hair without breakage. I love that you have that concave nature. It's really, really smart. Over half off on this, limited quantity left.
It's aluminum core as well, so it acts like basically a hot roller. Once you bring the heat into it, and then you can cool it down as well. You can leave them in the hair. That's what the stylists do backstage, because they act like rollers, so you can set with it really quickly.
Oh,
it's a good deal.
This is great. It really is a necessity, especially if you're someone who ever likes to blow out. In my opinion, sometimes it's just even doing it when it's dry to wrap it and then pull it through, and it gives a nice little smoothing look. Okay, it's Glacier milk time. This is Amanda's baby. From what I understand, I think we are very indebted to you, Amanda, and congratulations again on your nuptials. Beautiful. You know, he forgot his conditioner when they went to get married, which is hysterical. I love that little aside.
I got so much trouble.
This Glacier milk cleansing mask, it is famous. It's famous here at HSN. It's famous around the world. It is formulated, they formulated this at the Swiss Alps. They were there getting all these incredible skin and hair care products and these facials and the spa treatments, and said, okay, we have to try to jar this. It took 2 years to perfect, and now we have it. I mentioned it a few moments ago, how it was made as a cleanser. You just put a little on your face, you wet it, and you can cleanse off your makeup and the gunk and the debris and the oils and the dirt and all of that so fast. But what they found in testing it and using it in real life was that the longer you kept it on, the better the results were. So most cleansers, you just put them on and then you immediately have to cleanse your face with water, right? Not with the cleansing milk. They actually found that if you just kind of put it on your face, it will dry clear, sleep on it. The next morning when you went to wash it off with cold water, What actually happened was more of the brightness, more of the plumping, more of the firmness, and the reviews speak for themselves. I'll get to those in a moment, but it is a huge customer pick, huge customer pick.
Yeah,
75% off today. 75% off.
Look, and thank you to all the customers that they're the ones that taught us that wear it as an overnight mask, an overnight cleansing mask. And you can see I've got it on, I just applied it. And basically you keep going till you can't see it, it'll go invisible. You'll feel it for about 5 minutes and then that'll even disappear. But basically you've now created like this mask, but an invisible one that's pulling, it's depositing, there's a retinol, it's encapsulated so you don't feel it. There's no downtime from it. There's a few hyaluronics that are at different size molecules, so they do different things. It's a serious, hey, it was for Amanda, so yeah. I knew that if it didn't do exactly what she wanted to do, I'd be in the lab for the next 10 years.
It's so luxurious.
And she should be. You all should be.
Oh, it's so luxurious, Amanda. You know, people have said in the reviews that the best face wash I have ever used, or I've used this for a week and I've noticed a difference in my skin. It's softer and smoother looking. And that's incredible because imagine putting any other face wash on your face, keeping it there for the night. And as you can see, it totally goes on clear. It's not super shiny. It's something you could absolutely wear overnight. But imagine having ingredients so good, Dennis. That's why you won Best Clean Beauty brand here. That the longer you keep it on, the better.
Yeah, and then when I started doing the research after I found out from the customers, it's occlusive. So basically, it's the ultimate when it comes to basically receiving therapy from the actives. And we've got actives that are from the polar points, from the Swiss Alps to the Himalayas, all high altitude, all extraordinary ingredients. Then you bring in the science to it. You've got a powerhouse, and now you've got it for like your 8 hours sleep. And then you just splash, but you have to use cold water, cold ice water. I remember at the beginning, I could tell that she wasn't, I can tell if you're not using the cold water, you'll get results, but you will get that glass-like skin if you use cold water, because the gel that's in here reacts to temperature. And you've got to get your skin below room temperature. And if you do, it's like a curtain. It pulls, like not pulls, but it basically takes your makeup, whatever's on your face, even in your pores, takes it right out without touching it.
Yeah, it like falls off. This really shouldn't even be called a cleanser. There needs to be another word for it because it does so much more than that. But we're just showing you here how to apply. So apply to dry skin, which might be a little bit different than what you're used to. Massage until it turns translucent, like you're seeing here on the screen. Also want to note that I'm taking off my makeup here, which I would have never done before. I used to struggle with rosacea, and so I would use makeup to cover up my skin. And since using this, I'm not dealing with those problems anymore. We've seen that with so many of our customers with acneic skin. And in the video, like you just saw there, apply cold water, like Dennis said, the colder the better. And that's just gonna help all of that makeup debris, dirt, to just rinse off your skin.
That's
you guys have the Rosa video, the split face one? Because that says it all. Basically, you'll see, because she wore it as an overnight. And she hates when we do that clinical, or sorry, the before and after, because half her face is flawless and the other half not so flawless.
I'm being told we don't have that today for you, but I can tell you that when we have a customer pick on something that's considered a cleanser or a face mask, they're not just giving it this rating because it smelled nice. You have to actually do what you're claiming to do in order to have an HSN customer, who are very savvy customers, rush to their computers and write a 5-star review and say it's the best face wash I've ever used in my life. You have to be doing what you're claiming to do, and that's what's happening with this Glacier milk. Maybe you're someone who says, hey, I'm a soap and water kind of gal. That's great. Maybe you already have the face wash that you love. That's great. Use this once a week. Use this once a month, and it will be like you two were transported to the Swiss Alps and had that incredible Glacier facial experience when you have that cold water. I don't know if I want to wash my face in freezing cold water every day, but I will say when you see the results of this, you'll understand why it became such a customer pick. And that price of $160, it's because each of these would retail for $80 each, and it's a 2-pack. We didn't take one of them away and then make the price $39.99. We kept it as the 2-pack. So I think
they're
putting
8
that
ounces. They're huge.
exactly, and they really are large. So 8 ounces. We're looking at 3-4 ounces on average for something like this. Sometimes 2 ounces is what you get with this kind of quality skincare. That's
just
not
the
what we're
retinol.
talking about.
The retinol we're using is thousands a kilo, and we're at a level that obviously, if you read the reviews, it's working.
Right.
The combination of the hyaluronic, the retinol that we're using, it's all encapsulated. And the other thing, the Glacier water, it takes a year for it to filter down from the top of the glacier down to the base. So imagine it's basically filtering itself, from all the stones, the minerals, and that's why they let it go to the base of the mountain. That's what they used on us, and that's why this was a tedious process. And it's an expensive one too, but it works. And as an overnight, I didn't even think of it because it's a cleanser. But the fact that when you wear it as a mask overnight, and this is from the customers, they were blown away by it. So this is the application for it.
Yeah, so
Wow.
again, you want to apply to dry skin. And if you want to cleanse your makeup off at night, of course, what I do is I'll actually rinse it off with warm water, reapply, wear it overnight as that overnight treatment. And then in the morning, I splash with freezing cold water to get that effect. So if you're someone that wants to just kind of like relax at night, use warm water. But if you're using it as an overnight mask in the mornings, give it a good splash with cold water.
Fine lines, wrinkles, you'll see. And honestly, read the reviews and you'll be blown away. I was totally blown away by it from people that have been wearing foundations daily. And her daughter had issues with acne. After a few days, I think she said, no more foundation. She stopped using it and her acne improved. And to the point where they weren't worried about it anymore. That's pretty incredible. Now, it's there on HSN, you can read it. There's so many. It's like where people drop their crutches and wheelchairs and get up and walk. They were calling it sorcerer. I'm a sorcerer.
Yeah, what is this sorcery?
What is this sorcery? Well, I know a lot of our customers feel that way, and we are very busy on the lines because the fact that we're getting all of our tweaks today on free shipping, I think, is very exciting. You know it's going to be here in time for Under the Tree. Great as a gift to that beauty guru in the family or just that girlfriend that you want to gift them clean beauty. And this will be, I'll just let you in on a secret, we have a great full hour, but this is the one skin cleanser we're going to have from Tweaked all day. You're not going to see them again today. This is the one time we have our hour with them. So if you're thinking, I want to cleanse my hair, I want to moisturize my hair, I want to cleanse my face, I want to moisturize my skin, we're going to have a little something for everything to really have that head to toe rejuvenation in the best way. This will be your one chance for the cleansing of the skin.
That's going to last a really long time. I haven't figured. I just finished my first jar, and honestly, I was using it every other day. I'm a guy, right? So I don't wear makeup, but whenever I have a tanner on, because I've been testing my tanner, then all of a sudden, when I read the reviews, I'm every day now. Absolutely, and I use it as a mask. Absolutely. Then I had to stop because now I'm doing a wrinkle cream, so I have to get myself dehydrated. The price I have to pay.
I love it.
Do my hair long because I can test it on my hair whenever I want. Yeah, I'm pretty dedicated to doing this. And this all came about from a vacation that we took, Swiss Alps. We were blown away by the results after we had that mask, but it wasn't an overnight. It was instant.
Yes.
I basically recreated it, but as a cleansing mask.
Yes.
So this way, I figured it'd be more potent because we're removing, and it just paves the way. So the AHAs, the retinol, it's basically opening the doorway for all the benefiting ingredients that basically what your skin needs, especially in the overnight, because that's when your cell turnover occurs, and that'll hold it because it's occlusive. So you're going to have it on all night, and that's why when I did the research afterwards, okay, why is this happening? I had to figure out why, so that I can expand on it. And it took me a bit, but figured it out. So thank you to all the customers that we did it together.
Absolutely, it's so cool. I love that you're combining the overnight science and the cold plunge science, and it's really, really fascinating. We're very lucky to have Dennis here. We're gonna take a little bit of a break. When we come back, we have a few more of the best-selling ever, all free shipping Tweaked products.
At its heart, our philosophy is all about breaking down beauty boundaries. I wanted to create a makeup line to help you feel your best, like you can handle anything. I know you're gonna love them.
Join us for Tarte Cosmetics on HSN.
The HSN deal is a great value that we bring to you every day. Thanks to our long and valued partnerships with the brands you love most, we are able to offer amazing products at great values. Shop the HSN deal with confidence from us to you. We're counting down to the big day during HSN's Very Merry Deal Dash. That's 5 days of dashing deals you don't want to miss. Shop thousands of holiday gifts, plus perfect presents under $50. Tune in daily for surprise offers that sparkle with savings. Now dash away before it all becomes a very merry memory. Now through Friday at HSN and at hsn.com.
I'm Christian Siriano, and I'm a fashion designer. I really wanted to bring something whimsical and a little bit of fantasy and fashion to HSN, but still something that was very wearable and beautiful. We have had so much fun the last year creating such wonderful pieces that I hope people really feel good in, and it's just been a blast. I've designed and dressed first ladies, fashion icons, and movie stars, and now I get to design for you. Only at HSN and hsn.com.
Did you see the dress that Christian premiered last night on the red carpet on Blue Ivy at the Lion King premiere? It's amazing. It's amazing. It's one of his best ever. Oh, we're so lucky to have the people here that we have at HSN. I'm so lucky to be here. Thank you. Welcome back. I'm Natasha Lloyd. We have a full hour of Tweaked on free shipping, all in time for the holidays. Yes, it will be here under the tree by the 25th, of course, and you'll have until the end of January to just totally fall in love with it, or not, and we'll take our returns then if you so choose. But let me tell you, when it comes to the creams, the rescue creams, I do think that they are a phenomenal gift because it is the simplification of taking all that moisture, taking the smoothing, taking the brightening, everything that you want for your skin, and just saying, it's a one-stop shop, baby. And that's why people love it. We're also including the gift bags, which is great because you are getting 2. So if you do decide to gift, that's fantastic. You have 2 options on your scents here. We have Coconut Grove that has some lime, bergamot, coconut amber, and sandalwood. And then we have the Chestnut Honey, which is really, really unique and special. Apple, fresh linen, white florals, and honey. It's gonna be hard to choose. That's gonna be the hardest part because look at our price today. This is an $83 value. You are getting 2 of the best-selling all-purpose rescue creams. Great for the face, under the eyes, on the hands, on the elbows, anywhere that you want your skin improved, this is where you do it. $83 if you purchase these separately normally. Today you're getting both for a little under 30. So what this means, I know, is that it's going to be very, very popular. Just make sure you get the scent that you love. And you know what, Dennis, what I think is so great about this is sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming to know exactly that this product is for that, and that one's for that, and that one's for this. This is like the miracle cream that you can use body, elbows, hands, face, eyes. It's incredible.
You gift this to any guy, and
ooh, great point.
You'll get them hooked, and they'll actually use it because it's so simple, right?
Yes.
Because that's the thing. We would, like, men out there, they would use, and they just don't want to be embarrassed because they don't know what to ask for, right? Because there's so many options. Like, God, like the amount of options that have occurred in the last 5-10 years, it's pretty amazing. And I'm in the industry. I wanted to simplify it and just break it down. I look at it as if I can do that in the lab, make a structure that you have full control. You can see that it is super rich, and the latest ones, especially these, even richer. But it's not that it's greasy heavy, it's the structure. It's the molecule. It's big, but you can break it down just by rubbing your hands together. You're causing friction, heat, because I put the Thermogel in here. That thermal act, I couldn't wait to put in the cream because I knew that it basically, because it basically works in reverse. When you put heat to it, it gets thicker. So obviously, I'm causing more heat than it can handle. But what happens when it cools off, it cocoons you. So basically, you're creating a barrier for your skin. But you can see, it's like an elixir. The more you break it down, that's where you want to use it on your face. when it's on your skin, you just swipe it directly on the skin. That way it's a little richer. And you just work like tattoo, almost 5% colloidal oatmeal, micronized, tiny particle. And I also use the Nano Ojon. First time ever that I put it in a cream. Oh my God. These two are really special. And I went with, because for the longest time, we had a honey from Hawaii that basically the bees, and I was warned about it, if something's off, they won't make it. For two and a half years, we couldn't make the honey. So I found a new one when I was in the Swiss Alps. New bees, new honey, high elevation honey, so it's an extreme honey. And I went with Coconut Grove, and then I added chestnut to it, which is great for skin, fine lines, wrinkles. It has a tightening effect as well. You can see on Sylvia, look at her forehead, fine lines.
Look at that.
With cream. So it's not, this is not like your aisle 5 body cream. This is a pretty serious cream. I made it for my mom. Didn't cut any corners. She was in the hospital. First time she's ever asked me for anything. She was going through something, her treatments, and basically I created a hair cleansing treatment, a 5-in-1, and I made this cream for her. Even she was skeptical at first. One product that does all that? No, no, it's Italian. No, Danny. It took her a bit, but once she got into it, she realized it's so simple. 2 products. I don't need the 10. It's fast, it's simple, and it works. And then I started making the different scents for her, and then I had a house in Sarasota. I was bored, so I thought, okay, I'm going to go on air at HSN, and if you add my 2 brands, the Ojon and Tweak, that's almost 25 years. That's a long time.
It really is impressive. And you know, a boy who loves his mother, that's just the best thing this planet can offer. And when you are creating these ingredients, again, remember, our Beauty Customer Choice Award winner for Best Clean Beauty brand. That's why you can feel great gifting it to her, gifting it to him, using it for her, no matter what it is you're going through. This is your way to get that brightness, that smoothness, and just simplify it. Like you mentioned, you can emulsify it in your hand, use it on your face.
Yes.
It's to die for. This scent, I have to say, the honey.
Aren't they beautiful?
The chestnut honey, it's very popular right now. Most of you at home are purchasing the chestnut honey.
It's perfect for this time of year.
As soon as you said this is a great gift for him, I thought, oh, this is the one for my husband. He'll love this scent. It's not overtly feminine.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll totally think it was made for a man, especially considering the bags are kind of cool and masculine and kind of nature-y. So I love that. But this is the way he gets one, you get one, win-win. He doesn't have to know it was actually for you. But it's the scent is so great. And then also maybe it's the dry hands, the dry knees. You said 5% colloidal oatmeal. And you know, everyone has different things going on. Or there's this dry spot, or I have this, you know. Everyone in my family has their own separate skin issues. Every dermatologist will tell you that colloidal oatmeal is what you want. Sometimes 3%, sometimes 4%. We're getting those feel-good ingredients.
They say 2%.
Yes.
FDA, they deemed it 2.5% that you can make the claim. I went to 5 because the reason for it, not a lot of people can. You have to get the particle size really, really tiny. I got lucky, and I got a machine that can do that for me because I'm always looking, searching, and I got that particle size really tiny, encapsulated it so that, because my test is I got dark tattoos, so I'll know right off the bat if it gives me a powdery effect, and it doesn't. It's the difference because I live in Quebec. It was cold like a month ago. It snowed 2 weeks ago, with like almost 1.5 feet, 2 feet of snow now. And it's early, not cool. And so this is where me and Amanda turn into raisins. It's so dry. That's why I went richer with it, because we're the perfect, we're perfect test.
Yes.
And I'm finding that my skin feels a whole lot better. And the colloidal oatmeal, it's just a soothing effect. So if you have uncomfortable skin, you will love this. Scent-wise, don't think that they smell like suntan lotion, that typical coconut. Anything I do is not the typical. The Coconut Grove is more of a clean, fresh, like linen, but just with a touch of coconut, which just balances it. And the honey chestnut, that one has a little more honey in it, only because I'm using different parts. But the chestnut, just because there's a bitterness to it, just made it perfect. And I stopped at that point. So that's why I wanted to bring both in. The honey chestnut, yeah, great for the men will absolutely love. I love chestnuts.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
It's phenomenal. And I'm usually only supposed to do one hand because I couldn't help it. I want to bathe in this. And I have a genuine question. Can you use too much? Can you overdo it?
No.
Okay, so it's okay that I'm just consistently putting it on even when the camera's not on me. This is luxury skincare. We're talking luxury skincare where $40 for one tub, great price. That's the normal price. That's what we offer this for, because you are hearing from Dennis, it's not just soothing that maybe angry skin or the irritated skin. You know, I get redness, I get flakes. I actually used to have eczema on my scalp, and that's why I started using Dennis's clean conditioning mist, was because I couldn't deal with all of the flare-ups I was having.
Had that as well.
Did she really? Yeah, it's hard, and you get the little bald spots, and I'm on TV and I'm all embarrassed. I love finding clean beauty brands that are doing a better job of the products I had before.
This and the Everything Balm. I don't know if there's any left on the .com site at HSN, but those two mixed together.
Phenomenal.
I want to do a kit eventually, but it's just so hard with these active ingredients. And we're well crafted. We're straight from the source. And it's been getting more and more difficult as the years progress. Like these little villages in the middle of nowhere. And now with just like shipping, it's become a nightmare. But we're still, doing our thing, and I will keep that alive because we create jobs for all these people. So thank you a million times over, because every time you purchase a product, that's who you're helping. So, and this cream is a big one for it. Remember, you're getting over 10 ounces of an eye cream for a price that everyone else gives you an ounce.
That's right. Great for the eyes because you do have that hyaluronic. You will see that smoothing and that plumping. By the way, people will sell the same amount of hyaluronic with the same efficacy in just a little tube to put under your eyes, and they'll sell it for $80 to $300 for that one tube, and they say it's the only place you can use it because, quite frankly, we're only giving you so little that maybe 1 inch of your face will be, that way it's 3 months worth. This is ounces upon ounces that will work. Do the same ingredient under your eye, but also on your hands. Maybe you don't love seeing all those wrinkles on your hands. I love when I look down at my hands after that treatment. It's like looking at myself 15 years ago. It's just phenomenal. So congratulations to all of you who are able to grab that one, especially in the honey scent. Let's talk back to hair and scalps again one more time. I know a lot of you love the scrubs and the sprays, but there's something really unique about your scalp serum, Dennis. Because if anyone has frizziness or dull hair, maybe you have dry hair and you want to try to reduce that, this serum is the way to do it at the source. You will be moisturizing your scalp, you'll be repairing that dry hair, reducing your frizz. Just unbelievable definition of curls. You'll see here on your screen those before and afters, and it couldn't be easier to use. You do have 5 scents available right now, but one of them is getting very limited. It's that Tulipia Très Chic. By the way, that's the same scent in the spray earlier, so just to show you how popular that scent is. So this is the one that's the serum of it. We do still have the lavender available. The Lavender Rain is available in our serum if you love that.
Last chance, by the way.
Oh no, and then the Fleur Blanc, which has that white water lily and fresh jasmine.
I don't even have one. That's how last chance it is.
And your most popular is this one here. This is the Amber Vanilla. It's kind of your quintessential scent. Everybody loves it. If you're not totally sure and you want to just make sure you got the ace in the hole, this is it. That's the Amber Vanilla. And then we have our Coconut Grove. All 5 are great, but that Tulipia Très Chic, this pink one here, we're down to just 400 left of this one. And this is the one that I said is kind of a, I'm gonna move it in front so you can see it, kind of a, it transcends, Dennis. It's a
sophisticated.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a sophisticated floral / amber vanilla because it enhanced that as well. That's why I call it Très Chic. It's like you're on a runway or you're in Paris. It's the bomb. Like out of all the scents I've ever done, that's one of them now in my top 3, the Amber Vanilla. And the other one was even the new Cloud. That I just did. I don't even know if we launched it yet. That's why I'm like, Cloud. Cloud 9. That one, oh my God. I'm getting a lot better and with the scents. But here, just to show you, so you're just going to dab small little like pea-sized amounts, even smaller. This is where that thermo gel that we have that's reversible. So normally when you put a drop of a treatment or serum on your scalp. It rolls. It doesn't stay in the same spot. This one, as soon as it touches room temperature, this is what's in the Glacier mask, the overnight mask, cleansing mask. So it holds the actives in place, and the actives are powerhouses from peptides, from a red clover, the jadamancy root, which is one of our rarest rare treasures, the highest elevation that I've ever gone to, close to 17,000, 18,000 feet above sea level. And we're using the entire plant. They've been using it in the villages there, traditionally on their hair and scalp. I can't make claims, but let's just say that when I went to the village, what I noticed, I had to have it. And that's why I brought it back. We're limited in design because we're nature, right? So we're straight from the source, wild crafted. They do it all by hand. So when you see it, that's why I went supersized right off the bat. Johnny's showing you, not only does it work as a scalp treatment, and the trick with a treatment is it's targeted. You want to put it on the source. You want the right amount of actives hitting that spot, which we're doing because ours locks in, it doesn't roll. But when you add energy to it, you can see it kicks up and gives you a styling product at the same time, which there is no, every other serum, oil-based, water-based, you end up, you just can't wait to wash it out. I was using them as well. I'm 57, so I've started taking care of the scalp. And I said, forget it. I'm going to make my own. Once that gel that reacts differently, so with warm temperature, it's like a butter would melt. This one stiffens up. But if you put it in the fridge, you put this bottle in the fridge, it will liquefy, which is cool too, because then you get a cooling effect. If you've got an irritated scalp, you put it in the fridge, apply it, it's more liquid, but as soon as it touches the scalp, it's like a cool effect. It's like magic.
Wow.
It becomes thicker, then you massage it in, you create a patch on that scalp, and you'll feel it for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then it just vanishes, but it leaves behind like scaffolding for your hair. It
Look
lifts.
at that.
Yeah, there's no hold. You will not feel it.
You're not getting the stickiness. And by the way, you know what happens when you're doing the wrong thing to get this kind of lift, when you're doing the wrong thing to get this kind of volume, whether that, I don't want to, yuck anybody's yum here, but when you do the back teasing or when you do the super intense hairsprays, both of which I do, don't get me wrong, but you know what ends up happening? You damage your hair, you break your hair starts falling out, your hair's getting thinner, which is the exact opposite of what you're trying to do.
Or you
If
put
you
a
can
styling product.
Yeah, achieving it with this is so much better.
But here's the biggest mistake. When you have a serum, it doesn't matter what brand, in your hair that's targeted, right? So it has the actives that are at that source, at that dose, and you start putting styling products over top and putting it in, you've now diluted that dose. So it's not the same anymore. So you might as well just wash it out at that point because it's at that point, it's not the same product. And you might get an adverse effect as well because it's never been tested that way if you apply another product that has chemicals in it. With this one, that's why I made it to the point where you apply it, you don't need any styling products and you won't want to wash it out. The longer you leave it in, and that's the trick. There's people who leave it in, read the reviews. The ones that leave it in longer have the great results. The one that takes it out right away, you're not giving it time to absorb. And it's a slow, I purposely went with a slow set to it because I can determine when the encapsulating ingredients basically burst and they get active at either different temperatures, different movements. And that's the key to this because then you're getting the right dose at the right time. Because during the day, you don't really want to treat your scalp, treat your hair because your body's in protect mode. So it's not allowing all that full uptake. But if you start putting it in at 7, 8 o'clock at night, you get the best uptake because it wants it, then it holds it for that turnover. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., there's cell turnover because your scalp's like your face. That's how you get younger, healthier, beautiful hair. She was the ultimate test because it doesn't matter the age. Her hair was
bad.
Horrible.
No way. I find that so hard to believe.
It really was.
Really?
She was in China for, 3 years?
I lived in China for 3 years modeling, so you can imagine the amount of heat styling tools and...
Different texture.
Their hair is different there, so the heat was a lot higher than what my hair was used to.
Yours bright.
Yeah.
So good.
Not anymore.
This is
That's why she married me. I resurrected it.
Yeah, when your hair starts to break, when you start to notice it, it's very hard for us. It's hard for men, it's hard for women, but it can be traumatic to notice that the dryness, the breaking, the brittleness, even just suddenly your hair is frizzy. It's not behaving like it used to. It's really, really hard for us to find what works. And just speaking as someone who who now, you know, started this job and knew that my hair needed to look a certain way every day, I learned the most important thing about having hair that you're confident with is putting in the products that aren't just allowing it to look a certain way, but are allowing it to be healthier. That is so
you gotta treat
important.
it.
If you are not giving your
Absolutely.
hair the nutrients and you're just putting junk food in it every day to make it look good,
Well, you put the
it's
silicones,
very,
right?
very
They seal
hard.
it.
Yes, yes,
These
it's hard to come
silicones, now
back from
think of
that.
it. Everybody's making their cleansers milder, sulfate-free, right? But silicones didn't get milder; they got a lot stronger, really strong. And
interesting.
that's what we started noticing. Where okay, they're not coming out, so we've been tweaking. That's why we're one of the first to put HAs, alpha-hydroxy acids, inside our shampoos instead of kicking up the surfactants that would dry out the hair, damage the hair. We went with fruit acids, flower acids. Even this treatment has AHA, so it has flower and fruit acid. Actually, the hibiscus is the best. So it's one of the best, strongest. And why is it in there? Because when it's sitting, it's also cleaning and removing, basically creating a pathway that you're getting full uptake. That's the key. Targeted, you know, dose of what we put in that's measured at the source that you need it. If you dilute it, then obviously that's the biggest flaw because our heads are round. Right? Because I was getting treatment put on, and it ended up always eyebrow. I don't want my eyebrows bushier.
I didn't believe it. And I'm so sorry. I had to come over here to Gianni. I thought that he was trying to pull one over on me. I'm like, there's no way that he didn't put a hairpiece on her. That's the same hair? Same hair. No way. Thank you for letting me come.
Is that your second pass?
That was incredible.
Johnny, is that the second pass?
Is this the second dose of it? This was her first dose? Whoa.
Yeah, imagine.
See,
wait
I'm
till
not.
You see the second dose.
I didn't even believe that. So many of you are getting the amber vanilla. It is quintessential. By the way, we had our holiday party here at HSN last year, and you know what the gift was that everyone had to keep stealing from each other because they wanted to take it home? Was your amber vanilla shampoo and conditioner. It was the gift that kept getting stolen by one employee to the next because that scent is so viral. It's so good. So a lot of you are grabbing the amber vanilla. When you do decide to look up this item number 009625, you will find there are 5 scents. One of them is close to sellout. That's that Talipia Tray Chic, which does have the vanilla cream, the roses, the black tea. So delicious. But the amber vanilla, that's where you get that fresh cream, almond milk, honey, and of course amber and vanilla notes. This is the one right here. This is just... I think I probably have 6 different items that are the answer. You just can't go wrong. It's just
25 years.
Phenomenal. So I had to look in person. I know that it's silly, but sometimes when I see the results of these, when I see the volume and I see just the overwhelming shine in these before and afters, I think there's no way that there wasn't a clip-in or something there. That was all her hair, and this is the hair you deserve. Curly hair. I love the definition this brings, Dennis.
Yeah, see, anything that's going to coat the hair, I don't want that in a treatment because it defeats the purpose, right? But then it's almost like it's just basically creating an illusion. I made this for me. And like for my family, for Amanda, all of us, we're getting older, and all of you. So the actives that I'm using, they're at the highest point. I couldn't do any better than what's in there based on, not being, basically over the counter, right? Or prescribed. So at that point, you want it to be targeted. And most treatments that are liquid-based, we have round heads. You apply it, that dose that they've measured now is rolled off and either went into your ear, your nose. It's like it never stays in that same spot that you need it. And that's what this targeted, and that's why they created this gel. Actually, I damaged my eyes, and it was an eye drop that they put into my eye, and I couldn't believe that the drop wasn't on my face. It was exactly where they put it. And when I started asking them, it was in German. I was in Germany. And I was amazed by it. And I got the technology and started playing with it. And it opened up a whole new world for me and made it. That's why if I look tired, I'm always in the lab. She knows. And that's why there's ingredients everywhere, because it's reverse. So it allowed me to basically flip the whole thing upside down and look at it differently and deliver in a better way because it holds it in place. She's now a week without washing her. I can go 2 to 3 weeks because this is basically delivering, cleansing, and feeding into that scalp. So that way you don't you don't cause any issues putting in a styling product or overwashing, triggering the scalp to create more oil. That's why you're oily and greasy, because you're over cleansing.
And I love that it's simple to do too. It's like if you can find your head with your hands, you can do this exactly right. So I love that it doesn't take a lot of expertise. You're just putting those tiny little, less than a pea-sized dollops on the head, giving that little bit of the massage and watching the volume just kind of explode right before your eyes. It's really, really beautiful.
Put it in the thinning areas. You know, wherever you're thinning out, just put it in that area. This will plump it up. It's temporary, obviously, the plumping effect, because it's acting like a styling product. And what that is the hyaluronic, again, in between the hair, it starts, and the fibers, we're using the cotton silk fibers. When they start filling, and that's why the longer it stays in, the more they absorb. And then they start creating like little spacers in between all the hair. So then all of a sudden it lifts it apart. And that's how you get that thicker, fuller hair. So
and I don't
really
like to talk about the things that are on that high end. Over $100 value on this. We've taken $100 off, so that's very special. Dennis, thank you so much for being here today.
No,
Happy holidays to you and your new bride. We have Colleen Lopez next. Ooh, with some